am neuadd yma. A mae Mick wedi caniatáu I helpu fi allan, felly bydda fi'n darllen yn Gymraeg a fydd Mick yn darllen yn Saesneg. I would like to talk to you all about the Village Hall on behalf of the Village Hall Committee. Mick has agreed to help me read this out, so I'll read a few short sections in Welsh and then Mick will read them in English. Wel, mae hanes y neuadd yn dechrau yn mis Awst 1896. Mewn pabell yn rhywle yn Llangeitho, cynnalwyd Eisteddfod. I ni ddim yn gwybod llawer am yr Eisteddfod, ond oedd hi'n llwyddiannus iawn. A mi wnaethon nhw godi 70 pint, wnaethon nhw elw o 70 pint. A hynny, erbyn nawr, bydde hynny werth 6,300. Ac yn yr wythnosau ar ôl ni, fe oedd penderfynu mawr beth I wneud ar elw. Felly penderfynon nhw adeiladu neuadd fel bod lle parhaol I bobl I gynnal cyfarfodydd ac yn y blaen.
The first section is about the history of this hall. The story of this hall begins in August 1896. In a large tent in a field somewhere in Llangeitho, an Eisteddfod is in full swing. We don't know which field, but it may be the one that is now used for the village show. We have a newspaper report of the Eisteddfod that says it was very well attended and was a big success. It generated a profit of £70, a huge sum in those days, worth £6,361 today. In the weeks that followed, a decision was taken to put this money towards the building of a permanent structure for meetings and gatherings in the village.
Wedi dechreuwyd adeiladu y neuadd ym mis Awst 1897, blwyddyn Jubilee dde ym Mont y Frenhines Buddig, a felly na pam mae wedi cael ei galw yn neuadd Jubilee. Ac yr oedd y ddigon parod I gynnal Eisteddfod ym mis Rhagfyr 1897, a wnaethon nhw elw o 39 pint y flwyddyn hynny, sydd yn gwerth tua 3,500 heddiw. A ers hynny, mae wedi cynnal llawer I bethau yma. Mae gwleddau priodasau wedi bod yma, cyngherdde, te angladd, maen nhw wedi cynnal cyngherdde a llawer o bethau. A mae fe yn adeilad sydd i'r gymuned I gyd, a mae fe atgofio melys a llawer o bobl am yr adeilad yma.
The actual building work started in August of 1897 and the progress was sufficiently advanced to hold that year's Eisteddfod, which made a profit of £39. That will be £3,544 today. 1897 was the year of Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee, and so the hall was named Jubilee Hall. Since then, the hall has hosted a continual succession of wedding receptions, concerts, leisure activities, funeral teas, Christmas fairs and many other events. It is a precious and much loved institution and one that brings together the entire community for gatherings and activities, a place full of fond memories for so many of us.
A'r sialens sydd gyda ni ar hyn o bryd yw, wel, fel ych chi'n gwybod wrth y dyddiad gath I adeiladu, mae'r adeilad mae bron yn 120 oed nawr, a mae'n dangos I oedran. Cafwyd archwiliad yn 2013, a y penderfyniad oedd o'r archwiliad hynny yw bod eisiau to newydd yn ni, mae eisiau ffenestri newydd yn ni, mae eisiau insuleiddio'r adeilad a grisyddigio newydd. A oedd yr archwiliad yn gorffen trwy ddweud y peth gorau fydd ei wneud yw twli I lawr ail ddechrau. Ond mae hynny'n mynd I gosti tua 300,000, felly ni ddim yn gwybod adi hynny'n mynd I ddod. Ond ar hyn o bryd, I ni yn treial cael grant lottery I weld beth allwn ni wneud. Ond even os ni'n cael grant, mae rhaid ni dal I fo chwilio hanner yr arian, achos gewn ni ddim grant llawn am dim un gwaith. Ond os na gewn ni'r arian o'r lottery, wel, bydd rhaid ni feddwl am wyt ti rhywbeth I wneud.
This next section is called The Challenge. The hall is almost 119 years old and, not surprisingly, is showing its age. A survey completed in 2013 concluded that the roof needed replacing, the windows needed replacing, the insulation is non-existent, the heaters needed replacing, and the report finished by saying that the most cost-efficient approach would be to knock it down and build a new one. Now, because it could cost as much as $300,000 to build it and equip it, we have not been able to do this. We are currently working on a detailed grant application to the lottery fund. However, even if this application is successful, it will still only bring half the money we need, as the lottery fund insists on what it calls match funding. You don't get any money from the lottery until you can prove that you've got the other half, or at least a guarantee of the other half. So we need to prove we have a promise of 150,000, which may be impossible.
O'n i'n mynd I gario ymlaen a treial am y grant lottery, ond yn y cyfamser fi rhaid ni I wneud y gwelliannau oedd e'n gweud yn yr archwiliad. Fel chi gyd yn gwybod, ni wedi roi'r gresogydd newydd mewn a mae gostiodd hynny tua 7,000 I ni. Felly mae'r arian sydd dan ni wrth gefen wedi mynd lawr nawr I dan 2,000. Byddwn ni yn cario ymlaen a gwneud gweithgareddau I godi arian, fel wnaethon ni bingo byddwrnod, ond dyw rheini ddim yn dod â llawer o arian mewn, ond mae pob cant yn help.
Nonetheless, we intend to try, and while this application is being progressed, we feel that we have no choice but to forge ahead and try and fix the individual things that the 2013 report highlighted. This year the heaters were replaced at the cost of £7,000, so now we can say that one of the things on the report has been dealt with. But now, however, our cash reserves are below £2,000. We will continue to hold events like the recent bingo evening, which are well attended, but these often only raise a few £100s, and we need to raise much, much more.
Wel, y dasg yn ystod 2016 yw I ni feddwl am rhywbeth siwt I godi arian. A mae'r pwyllgor wedi dod lan a cynllun I godi arian sydd awnelo ar gymuned gyfan. Os dymunwch chi'n helpu, yna gofynnwn I chi dalu Ernes fechan bob mis fel £2 y pen, ac I roi swm yma bob mis gyhyd ag y gallwch. Os gallwn ni cael Ernes o £2 yn fusol o 100 o dau, felly bydd hynny yn codi 1200 i'r neuadd, ynddo fe? Os gewn ni 100, wel bydd hynny'n codi 2,400, a mwyaf byddwn ni'n cael, ar mwyaf ar arian newn ni. Ffordd I ni meddwl am wyt ti'n neud hynny yw, os I chi am gefnogi'r fentiau, yna fallwch anfon rhodd misol yn uniongyrchol i'r banc yr neuadd, neu allwch chi dalu fe yn y siop, which byddech chi'n cael ffurflen a pob mis arno fe, a wedyn ni byddech chi'n cael wedi stampo a llofnodi. So bydd yr siop yn cadw yr ffurflenni yma I chi gofrestru. A ni'n symoniaeth da ni pwy ffordd I chi wneud, ond wrth gwrs bydd llai o waith i'r siop os byddwn ni'n rhoi'r arian yn syth i'r banc.
So, this next section, 2 sessions, is called The Mission for 2016. So what are we to do? Well, after much head scratching, we have come up with a plan to ask every household in this community to pledge a tiny sum each month, £2, and to pledge this amount every month for as long as they can. If we can get a monthly £2 pledge from 50 households, this would bring us an extra £1,200 extra income every year. 100 households, and that figure rises to 2,400 every year. We are very aware that Llangeitho is not an affluent area and people don't have much money to spend. And that is why we have decided to cap the figure at £2 per month per household. So, making your pledge, how will it work? If you would like to get involved, you can make the £2 monthly donation direct from your bank to the Halls bank account, or you can make your monthly donation at the shop. You will be given a simple registration form to complete, and this will be accompanied by a second form to send or take to your bank, and this has the Village Hall's bank account details. If you want to hand over your donation at the shop, each registration form has a calendar with the 12 months of the year, and when you make your monthly donation, the relevant month will be signed and stamped by the shop assistant. The shop will hold a stock of blank registration forms, and once you've filled in your registration form, you hand it back to the shop assistant, and it will then be placed in a file. Each registration form has a unique reference number, and this will be your membership number. We don't mind which method you choose, although if you can do it through your bank, this means less work for the shop.
A mae'r pwyllgor yn teimlo yn gryf ynddo fe am os bydd unrhyw un yn wneud hynny, wel mae rhaid I ni I dangos ein diolch I chi. Felly, i ni wedi penderfynu am Ernes gwobrau ffyddlondeb. Felly, unwaith byddwch chi wedi talu 6 rhodd misol yn y Lynnon, byddwch yn derbyn cerdyn Clwb Ernes. Bydd yn rhoi mynediad rhad am ddim i chi i wahanol digwyddiadau. Byddwn ni'n neud wersi Cymraeg i'r rhai sy'n dysgu Cymraeg, dangos bobl rhwng gerddi bobl, a gwneud pethach mas o gwydyr, dysgu cyfrifiaduron, siwt mae gwneud gwyn, ond ni ddim wedi penderfynu'n iawn eto ar beth, ond na enghreifftiau chi o beth byddwn ni'n meddwl wneud.
Right, this section is called Pledge Loyalty Rewards. The Village Hall Committee feels strongly that we should find a practical way to say thank you to all those people who decide to help us. So, once you have completed 6 consecutive monthly donations, you will be given a Pledge Club card, which will have your name and membership number printed on it. And this card gives you free admittance to a large number of workshops, talks and events on a wide variety of topics. We are currently finalising the detail, but here is a small selection of the sessions and presentations that we will run. Basic and more advanced sessions on understanding and using computers. Photographic slideshows showing Llangeitho and its people down the years. Money-saving ideas. Strolls around local residents' gardens with a cuppa and a biscuit. Gold prospecting for beginners. Welsh lessons for beginners. Make your own wine from kits plus sampling. Ideas for controlling your domestic finances. Making decorative items from pottery and glass. Make your own beer like the commercial brewers do, but on a small scale plus sampling.
Right. Ar hyn o bryd, mae'r rhai syniadau gyda ni'n dyfedio 30 ar hyn o bryd, a byddan nhw am ddim i pawb sydd wedi aelodi yn yr Ernes. A i ni hefyd yn gobeithio cynnal fel raffle bob blwyddyn i'r rhai sydd wedi rhoi at yr clwb. A erbyn mis Tachwedd, ni'n gobeithio bydd yr rhestr o'r gweithgareddau ni'n golygu wneud, bydd y bobl yn rhoi yn rhad gam ddim i ni, bydd wedi gwblhau. A wedyn ni byddwn ni'n rhoi ffurflenni i chi, a wedyn ni byddwch chi'n gallu gweud beth i chi, pwy fath o weithgareddau fyddwch chi eisiau mynychu. A wedyn ni byddwn ni'n gobeithio dechrau'r rheini yn mis Ionawr 2007. A wedyn ni mwy na thebyg byddwn ni'n mynd gyda'r rhai sydd mwyaf poblogaidd yn gyntaf. A hefyd, ni wedi cynhyrchu taflen o beth sydd ymlaen yn Llangeitho. Mae Mic yn dangos i chi nawr. A bydd hynny'n cyfro beth sydd ymlaen yn y neuadd, yn y siop, yn yr eglwys, yn y capel, yn yr ysgol a'r dafarn. A mae yna rhai i gael ar y bwrdd drafwynco i chi godi lan ar y ffordd allan. A bydd yr taflen hyn yn cael ei wneud lan bob, byddwn ni'n dod mas a'i newydd bob tua 2 fis. Neu yn amlach os fydd yna rhywbeth cael ei gynnal nag wedi ddim wedi cynnwys yn barod. A bydd llythyr o newyddion yn cael ei gynhyrchu bob tua 2 fis. A bydd hwn yn gweithio chi beth sydd wedi bod mlaen. Ni wedi wneud yn codi arian, a bydd e'n cael yr un cyntaf yn cael ei gynhyrchu mewn tua bythefnos. A bydd yr copiau o'r ffurflen hynny i gael yn y siop fel mae fe'n dod allan.
Right now we have over 30 ideas for different sessions and all will be free to members. We also plan to have a free annual raffle just for Pledge Club members. By November we will have the list complete, and at November's lunch club everyone will be given a printed list of all the sessions available. You will be asked to tick all the ones you would like to attend. Following this, we will then come up with a schedule starting January 1st, 2017, and we'll probably run the more popular ones first. In addition, we have created a What's On sheet in Llangeitho that covers the hall, the shop, the church, the chapel, the school and the pub. We've placed a stack of these on the table by the door. Please take one on your way out of the hall. This sheet will be updated every couple of months or sooner if there's a special event planned somewhere in the village. In addition, a newsletter will be produced every couple of months that will cover recent and future events and will include an update on our fundraising progress. The first one will be published in a couple of weeks' time. Copies of the What's On sheet and the newsletter will be available from the shop.
Ac i i orffen, i ni gofyn 3 peth wrthoch chi. Yn gyntaf, a ydych chi am ymuno ar Clwb Ernes? A os ych chi moyn ffurflen cofrestru, mae gofynnwch chi credwe neu fi a bydd newn ni roi un i chi.
We ask 3 things of you. First, please help us by joining the Village Hall Pledge Club. If you would like a registration form today, please ask Glenys or Cerridwen and they will gladly give one to you.
Yn ail, i ni wedi cynhyrchu 2 dudalen o beth i ni wedi siarad amdano heddi, wedi cael ei argraffu'n Gymraeg ac yn Saesneg, a bydd rhai o'r rhain ar bwrdd ar bwys y drws i chi. Byddai fel mae Mick yn dal lan nawr. So, os newch chi a copi i chi'ch hunan, a os i'ch eisiau cewch a rai ychwanegol gyda chi, fel bod chi'n gallu rhoi nhw i'ch cymdogion i weld ydyn nhw moyn ymuno â ni.
So second, we've produced a 2-page summary of today's talk, printed in both Welsh and English, and have placed a stack of these on the table by the door. We would like you to take a copy away for yourself, and also please take extra copies to give to friends and neighbours to encourage them to sign up too.
Ac yn drydydd, bydden ni'n licio ehangu ar yr siarad yma ar gweithgareddau sydd mlaen gyda'r Clwb Ernes. So felly, os ydych chi'n gwybod am unrhyw un sa unrhyw hobi neu sydd yn bodlon siario unrhyw beth maen nhw'n gallu wneud gyda unrhyw un, a bydden nhw'n hapus i gynnal sesiwn, wel o'ch gwybod i ni. Neu os ydych chi'n gwybod am rhywun sydd â'i gardd hyfryd â nhw sydd yn bodlon i bobl gerdded rown a cael paned o de gyda nhw'n yr haf, wel gofynnwch iddo nhw a dyn nhw'n bodlon i hynny.
Third, we would like to expand the list of Pledge Club talks and workshops, and if you have a hobby or a skill that you would like to share with others and will be happy to run a session, please let us know. Also, if you know someone who has a particular pastime, hobby or skill who could be persuaded to give a talk or a workshop, please ask them on our behalf. Likewise, if you know someone who has a nice garden and who wouldn't mind if we all wandered around it next summer, please could you approach them on our behalf to help the cause.
A os ych chi'n gwybod am unrhyw un sydd â, wel, yr arian sydd angen arno ni fel 100,000 i o filoedd y bunnoedd, wel, gwedwch iddyn nhw ddod i weld ni. A unrhyw un bydde'n bodlon neu roi cymaint hynny o arian, wel bydden ni wedi bodlon galw'r neuadd ar ei hôl nhw fel, ar enghraifft, y Megan Davies Memorial Hall, neuadd goffa Megan Davies.
And of course, if you know someone who has a spare £150,000, please point them in our direction. We are happy to christen the new hall, for example, the Megan Davies Memorial Hall.
Ac yn olaf, mae blwyddyn nesaf, bydd yr neuadd yma yn dathlu i 5 mlwydd yn 120 oed. Felly, y bwriad yw gwneud rhywbeth i dathlu'r achlysur. Ond byddwn ni'n gwneud mwy o ymchwil mewn i hanes y neuadd, a gobeithio byddwn ni'n cynhyrchu taflen i roi hanes y neuadd i chi, byddwn ni'n rhoi i chi yn rhad ac am ddim.
Finally, next year will be the Hall's 120th anniversary. Expect some special anniversary celebrations, and we will be doing more research into the history of the Hall, and we'll publish a free pamphlet of what we find.
A un meddwl bach diwetha fan hyn, y rheswm i ni wneud hyn i gyd yw i wneud siŵr bod y neuadd yn parhau i'r genhedlaeth nesaf, fel nath y genhedlaeth diwetha i ni pan adeiladon nhw'r adeilad. Felly ni eisiau bod yr genhedlaeth nesaf i ddod a gallu mwynhau cynnal gweithgareddau yn y neuadd yma.
Final thought. This initiative has only one objective, and that is to protect and maintain the fabric of this building so that future generations can continue to enjoy using it as we have done.
Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi gyd am wrando arno ni.
We thank you very much for your time. I printed out 160.
Oh no, I'm just. We're going to bring it over.